she collected $200 million for giving birth. The baby just wasn't genetically related to the family who paid her. The story aired on a Taiwanese legal talk show, but the mechanism it revealed isn't fiction, it's a gap in how the world's wealthiest families structure marriage contracts. And once you see it, you realize how many of these arrangements depend on language that was never stress-tested. The woman had signed an agreement with a prominent family, deliver one child, receive property worth $200 million, and attend 6 family gatherings per year to maintain appearances. Standard transactional marriage terms for ultra-high net worth families protecting generational wealth. The contract specified childbirth. It did not specify paternity. In the 3rd year of marriage, she gave birth to a child whose skin color made biological relation to either parent implausibly deniable. When confronted, her response was clean: "I agreed to give you a child. I never said it would be yours." The family, prioritizing reputation over legal battle, relocated her to the United States with full financial support. The contract stood. This isn't an isolated incident, it's a design flaw that runs through the entire transactional marriage system now embedded in wealthy families across Asia, Europe, and North America. In November 2024, a Paris socialite mentioned at a Southampton dinner party that her marriage contract includes a €500,000 fidelity bonus clause. It sounds like protection, but it's actually exposure. Every financial incentive creates a new surface area for the contract to fail. Lawyers drafting prenuptial agreements for hedge fund managers now routinely include asset division formulas that trigger at specific wealth thresholds, say, splitting the first $20 million earned post-wedding, with different terms beyond that. But the complexity itself becomes the vulnerability. The more clauses you add to capture every scenario, the more gaps appear between them. The Taiwanese case exposes the core problem. These families are trying to engineer certainty in a domain, human reproduction and relationship, that resists contractual control. They want heirs. They want genetic continuity. They want appearance of normalcy. But when they convert those wants into contract language, they often specify the wrong variable. They write childbirth when they mean biological descent. They write marriage duration when they mean loyalty. They write public attendance when they mean genuine family integration. Every mistranslation creates an arbitrage opportunity for someone willing to read the terms literally. The same structural problem appears in other cases from the show. One wealthy Malaysian businessman married a university student he required to medically verify as a virgin, then paid for sex workers to visit their home and demonstrate techniques while his wife observed and took notes. The woman's parents, receiving $10,000 monthly from the arrangement, advised their daughter to tolerate it for the money. Eventually, a relationship counselor suggested the wife could reverse the dynamic, invite younger men for her own education while her husband watched. He agreed and increased her monthly allowance by an additional $10,000. The contract adapted because it had been built to accommodate his preferences, not to define the boundaries of the marriage itself. What these families are learning, expensively, is that you cannot contract your way out of the fundamental uncertainties of marriage and childbearing. You can specify financial transfers. You can mandate appearances and medical examinations. You can write penalty clauses for every contingency your lawyers can imagine. But the territory between those clauses is where the actual relationship exists, and where people who understand contracts better than you expected will find room to operate. The question isn't whether transactional marriages will continue. They will, because the wealth being protected is only growing, and families with dynastic ambitions have always treated marriage as a tool of asset preservation. The question is whether the lawyers drafting these agreements will recognize that adding more specificity doesn't eliminate risk, it just moves the risk to a place you haven't thought to look. The woman who gave birth to another man's child understood something her wealthy in-laws missed. In a sufficiently complex contract, the most important terms are the ones nobody remembered to include.